Mr. I, how are you doing?
I'm good, Ryan. How are you, sir? Long time no see.
I know, really, it's been a whole 20, less than 24, 20, no, around 24 hours.
Yeah, around 24, give or take.
Yeah, so we haven't seen each other in person in a year and a half, over a year and a half, almost 2 years. So, yeah, it was really awesome running into you at Origins and spending some time together gaming with you and spending time with some people that I actually didn't know, but you introduced me to, and that was super cool. So.
Absolutely. And we're back home, ready to talk about all the cool stuff we did, saw, and all that fun stuff. So.
Absolutely, we have a little technical difficulty with Facebook being down a little bit today. It's been a little depressed. No, Facebook was down for a little bit today, and so we've had some connection issues with Facebook. So if you're watching this on Facebook and it goes wonky or your comments aren't showing up, head over to YouTube. That it seems like that's the way to go right this second. So we're actually streaming on YouTube on One Board Family, Gaming with Sidekicks, and on Facebook currently on One Board Family. We'll see how long that lasts. So,
yep, see what happens.
Yeah. So I have an opening question. You left the opening question up to me, and I feel like I have a decent one. Opening question is tacos. How many toppings are too many toppings?
Oh,
I mean, this is what everybody came here for. On the Board Game Podcast, we're talking about tacos and toppings. How many are too many?
So Bob, myself, friend Gene, and our boys went to Cornado's Tacos Saturday night for dinner.
Okay.
And it's like 3 miles from the convention hall. So we hopped in the car, drove over. And we found it a couple of years ago when we went, and oh my gosh, so good.
Yeah,
the dips were amazing. You could go basic or you go with their toppings, and we had ones with like roasted pork, with ground beef, with chicken.
That's awesome.
Like you name it, and every one of them must have had like half a dozen to 8 to 10 toppings of various sauces and creamas and lettuce and tomato, you name it. And we had a couple real good ones. We ate so much dip by the time tacos came, we were like, oh man.
Oh, we ordered food. I forgot about that. Yeah.
So for me, too many toppings means I just need another shell to kind of hold it in place.
Yeah, you need some reinforcement, to really get around the structure of it.
Yeah. So there is no such thing.
There is no such thing. Okay, cool. So
I feel.
I actually have a definitive answer for mine. I think that if you're going with bulky toppings, you got to limit it to 5. I'm talking about bulky, such as you've got like thick slices of jalapeno, or maybe you have like corn salsa or lettuce, like romaine lettuce. You got to keep it to about 5. So
that's fair.
But like if you're talking about sauces, it's unlimited. You just put all the sauce,
So. Just throw it all on. Yeah. No, that's fair.
Because I see my kids struggle every time we have taco night at the house. I try to buy the smaller shells so that the taco meat goes a little further, or the chicken or pork or whatever we make. So what I see my kids doing is they fill the taco shell so big that it's just like they pick it up and it's just all over the plate. And it's like, okay, So I figured how many toppings are too many? So
that's where you just get the rice and beans on the side, you mix it all in. And
That's right. My daughter, her favorite thing is enchiladas. So my youngest one, she'll buy enchiladas with refried beans and rice, and then she just takes them all and just jams them together on the plate. So
perfect.
Yep. So do you like the Halloween decor?
I did. I didn't say anything beforehand, but I noticed even the games are Halloween themed. I like that. Do you a full house Halloween themed? Is it very?
Yeah. So the whole house is decorated. We actually did it right before we went to Origins. So I trimmed all the hedges and did everything. This year we've got, of course, our graveyard in the front yard. We bought a 5-foot tall skeleton, which is sitting on a bale of pine straw, like a bale of hay, and waving. to the neighbors.
Awesome.
And then we've got like a gigantic pumpkin. It's a half of a pumpkin. It looks like it's coming out of the ground. It's built out of pallet wood and painted. We built it last year. And so it's in the front yard and it has bones coming out of its mouth like it just ate somebody. So it's really
awesome.
good. Yeah.
It's a good setup.
Yeah. So Origins, we just got back from 4 or 5 days. I lost track of how many, 4 or 5 days worth of gaming and seeing new games, playing old games. And so we have a lot to talk about and a lot to kind of show because I don't know. I know you're a box guy. You probably have a couple boxes right next to you ready to go, right?
Right there, ready to go.
That's good. So how is Origins as a whole? I guess let's compare it to years past. You've been there significantly longer than I have. Aaron and myself have only been going for this is our 3rd year. So how was it from from past experiences?
Sure. We so I think my first Origin was in 2013 with our family, with my buddy Gene who was there, and his family went on a Sunday family day. Kind of heard about that. Oh, we'll drive down to Columbus, gonna make a day of it, and we're just like blown away at like there's so much stuff here. And the next year went for the weekend, and then progressively, I think it was from there we were there the whole time. So Origins has always been my home con. It's what I enjoy. I have not been to Gen Con. I understand the size difference, the scope of what Gen Con looks like. Been to PAX Unplugged. I've been to some smaller kind of local con setups as well, but this year Origins was we don't have the numbers yet, but we know they only sold 10,000 tickets and they still had tickets for sale every day. So there's no way they capped out at the 10 that they had. So it definitely felt like it was half to less than half of a crowd, which was good and bad. Right?
Yeah,
it was good because it was super easy to get around the halls, except for
absolutely.
Saturday was when it was like
it was pretty busy,
tight in the halls. So there were less. The hall area that normally takes up an entire like convention room A was probably half of that size. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. Because it was pushed back, and you had some specific gaming groups and some wargaming and some different people up front, and then they pushed all the exhibitors back to the halfway point.
So you're looking at half of the amount of vendors, and then on top of that, the middle section of the vendors, and if you notice where it was all blue carpeted, those were schools, video game devs, gaming clubs. It was neat to kind of see like some video game integration. There's some Oculus. There was a guy posted a video who morphed together Tetris and Rock Band. That was kind of cool.
Oh, that's cool.
But that was all video game stuff. So if you go half and then you take out another 10 to 15%, so it was a small amount. There were still some great publishers there. There were
absolutely
people who maybe wouldn't have as big of a space, having a lot of room. I thought about like Grand Gamers Guild had a really good sized space. Mark had some room to do some cool stuff that maybe in a full Origins he wouldn't have had. And we were live streaming with Derek over at the Board Game Spotlight, and Mark made the comment that he never thought he'd have better sales at Origins than he did at Gen Con, which
really,
So, it was different. It was smaller. We personally commented a lot on this. We had less stuff. There were companies that didn't have time to do meetings because they had bare minimum staffing. And so my schedule wasn't like full of, I got to meet with this person, then this person, and this person. We just kind of go around, chat. We played some games. We met with some people, but it was quieter than normal. And that was a good thing. I had time to go back and nap. A few of us went out a sports card store in the middle of the day. One of the days, right? Like we drove 20 minutes to go look at sports cards. Like I would never have dreamed to do that during Origins in the past.
Yeah, because it's normally it's too big and you have too much to do. So Bob's in the comments on Facebook. Like we said, Facebook kind of struggling at the moment, so comments aren't rolling into Restream like they normally are. So Sovereignty was there with their online platform for board gaming. They had an awesome booth, really, really cool. And we'll get into this later about the people that we met. The whole crew over at their booth was fantastic. Like I'm so thankful to have met them. So super gracious folks. And so it was cool to meet up with people because it's been so long since we've done this, so for me, so it's funny because we always leave Origin saying we didn't cover this, we didn't cover this, we didn't cover this, we didn't get to play this. And we still left Origin saying that, and it was half of the vendors that they normally have. So it's funny because you just kind of get caught up. I know I can't remember if we talked about it at all, but I was trying to get video content out day of each day. And so like we had last night when we were coming home, we already had 8 videos on our YouTube channel from Origins. That was our first time trying to do something like that. Like we've done the live stream stuff. We've done the, sitting in the hotel bar area and talking to people that jump into the comments, but we've never tried to produce a piece and get it out same day. But I was getting them out like 2 to 3 hours later, and I was having massive technical difficulties with my computer hooking up to the Wi-Fi. And so I think looking back, I added stress to Origins that I probably didn't need to. I'm glad that I did it because I know we can do it. What's up, Josh? I know I can get content out same day now, but it definitely added a lot of pressure to what could have been more relaxing. So
to getting it done. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We talk about content. That's kind of interesting. Like I started, and we've talked about this the last couple of shows about TikTok and what that looked like. So I started in on just taking some quick dirty videos, audio and everything, and just posting them on TikTok. And I told you guys this when we left, about 24 hours ago, that a video that I did just took off. And it was a simple little video. I think when I last saw you, it had like 18,000 views or something. As of about 4 o'clock today, it had 68,000 views.
That's ridiculous.
This thing's like taken off, and I have all these people following me that have like, I click on look at them. They're not gamers or game content producers. So now I'm like, oh man, I got these people that are interested in a board game. Like so I started making messing around TikTok today, and that was easy too because Instagram and Facebook were down. So I was gonna put stuff on there, and it's kind of neat. It's neat that like on the spot content, like you said, is not easy if you want to like if you need to edit and do the work. But TikTok made it kind of easy to just slam some videos out.
That's really cool. So with this being more limited, what do you think you miss the most from a normal Origins year?
Gosh, what did I miss the most? Honestly, Origins I've always described it as like adult summer camp. I get to come together once a year and see some of my closest friends I don't normally see, right? And some of them were there, right? Some of the people that I get to that I've always done Origins with, and I got to meet some new people, which we'll talk about too. But like, I didn't see a lot of people that I normally would see, and so that was kind of a bummer.
Absolutely.
I would think that's probably one of the bigger like missing pieces. The events, there were little events that like my son and I always loved doing. Giant King of Tokyo, Giant Catan. That's like the only time I play Catan once a year is at Origins. We always made a big deal of like all of us competing, rolling the huge dice. So, I missed some of like that stuff. But, overall, it was a different experience. And I was okay with that because we just wanted something. I think this was a good step in the right direction. Obviously, it's going to change with time. But I think we're showing that. I think one of the things that I was really impressed with was the respectfulness of people to wear the mask. People were mostly respectful the majority of the time to the fact that they had a mask policy. And I think that for a lot of people who were kind of weary about maybe I don't go to Origins because I don't know if it's going to be a safe environment. I think that having a mask policy, a mask mandate
for Origins, that made them, that kind of flipped them over the edge and said, you know what, I think I can go. I know I was talking to another convention, another person who put on a convention earlier this year, and when they put the mask mandate policy in place before their convention, they immediately had an uptick of people sign up for the convention. So, but people were super respectful. Every time we were in a line, people just went with the flow, and it was cool.
And I think we're going to continue to see, for the time being, the next, Geekway of the West, I think, is going on this weekend.
Yep. This week.
We'll have PAX coming up in a couple months.
Yep.
PAX Unplugged. I think we'll continue to see a mandate for masking, just like you said, from a comfort perspective, from a safety perspective. It's funny that if we had Origins in June when it normally was, our numbers were like super low, right, compared to what they are now. So, but yeah, I think they, like you said, everybody was very respectful. I didn't see anybody getting angry about it or getting frustrated, and all the volunteers were pretty quick to say, hey, pull that mask up all the way. So, it was good.
The volunteers, we made a video. I made a video on Thursday, because that was the pre-show day for registration and everything. Registration was really quick. I was really surprised at how efficient it was to get through that line. It took about 30 minutes. We had probably 200 people online, and we got through that thing in 30 minutes, just scanning a QR code on our phone. Got through it real fast, and it wasn't a hassle at all. In fact, we when we were standing in line, we actually met another couple, and we'll talk about that later when we talk about some of the people that we met, new friends in from Origins. So yeah,
awesome. Yeah,
cool.
It moved quick, and our only hang up, and it's interesting. My son, I told this to you, but GDEX, they partnered with GDEX this year. It's a video game company, and there was some miscommunication, poor communication, whatever you want to call it, between Origins and GDEX for some of their events. Kids that were getting not able to participate in things because the right information wasn't rolled out. So, I love that they partnered with GDEX. I'd love to see that continue. I definitely plan on sending them some feedback on, like, hey, this is what we experienced. This is hopefully ways you can make that better.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think they're going to iron those things out as they go. So
first time with it, right?
Yeah. So best food you ate. So what was some of the great food? You've got North Market right there. You have some great restaurants right there on the Strip. What was the best food you ate this week?
I mean, like you said, North Market's great.
Yeah.
We hit up Barley's. We hit up North Market. We tried a couple. We hit up a really cool breakfast place that you and I were both at.
Yep.
But I have been waiting since the last Origins to go back to the Eagle. I haven't been back to Columbus for any other reason, and we went to the Eagle, which is a old VFW hall turned into a chicken place, and is literally what they serve: chicken. That's it.
Yeah.
They brine their own chicken. They fry it.
Nice.
They cook all these, like they got the pan bread, the sweet cornbread, the mac and cheese. Like, everything's made from scratch. Like, I waited for it to come out. I just sat there, just kind of looked at it. I'm like, oh, that's what I've been waiting for. So
yeah, that's really cool.
That was by far my favorite. And I had lots of other good stuff and unique stuff, but that was killer. That was
cool.
In Columbus at any point, especially for Origins, you go down Short North, you go down past the Melt. It's probably about a 3/4 mile from the convention hall. The Eagle is stupendous.
Well, I'm gonna have to try that out next time. I think one of the better meals that we ate was at this place called Happy Greek. When we got in Wednesday, the event, we had a press and media meetup thing that was supposed to happen on Wednesday. It got pushed to Thursday, and so we actually Bob, myself, and Aaron ran and grabbed some food over at Happy Greek. The food was really good there. Like, some of the stuff that they had was just top notch. It was really, really, really good. The hummus was great. Really enjoyed. I would definitely go back to the Happy Greek. So
that's awesome. We had a few comments in there.
Yeah, so comments are coming in from YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, we can see your comments. Best food: lobster poutine fries from the seafood spot at North Market. Ooh, I did not know about those.
Yeah, Jason found those, and I did not know about
What?
those either. now I
That's
feel
pretty
very
awesome.
sad to have missed that.
Well, I had some pad thai from one of the places in the North Market. We ended up having that twice. It was just really good. It wasn't spicy enough. I wanted it a little hotter, but it was really, really had a lot of flavor. And then Bob turned us on to a pretzel place that, as we were leaving Sunday morning, we grabbed some pretzels from the pretzel joint, and they were delicious. Ate them as we were getting lost, getting out of Columbus. So
yeah, Bob also made the comment over on Facebook. The condado tacos were his favorite, and the dips, the tacos were amazing. And then Josh commented that the ramen and the gyoza from the North Market was so good.
Nice. I did not try the ramen. That was actually one of the things that we saw. We were like, we'll have to come back here. We end up not getting them back over there.
It's just, every one of those spots has something that you want to try. Right,
so Josh also said local cantina tacos were really good. So Aaron and I went for dinner to local cantina, I think Friday night. It was really good. Like, I had a chicken salad. It was one of those situations where I hadn't eaten there before. So I didn't know chips and salsa. You had to ask for it. So I see this giant thing of chips and stuff out at the front, kind of like almost like a popcorn machine type thing full of chips. So I walk through, we get to our seat, no chips, no salsa, nothing. We eat our food. We got an appetizer. We go back out, and I see this little tiny sign that says, "You must request chips and salsa from your server if you want them." I was like, piece of crap. I wish I had those chips and salsa. So
we got on our YouTube. We had comments coming in all over the place. My YouTube page, it says, again, confirmation that the gyoza was awesome. What is gyoza? I don't know that I know.
I don't know that one.
I feel like I should. Is that another word for the pierogies? I don't know if it is.
I don't know. The pierogies were delicious, though.
Japanese pot sticker.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. That's cool.
Got it.
And that would make sense. They were with the ramen place. Yep.
That makes sense. Yep.
That's awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, lots of food. Origins does not leave you disappointed with food choices.
Some good food. Yeah. If you're sitting there eating pizza every meal, what are you doing with your life?
I had a slice of pizza too, but I also had salmon with it. So,
I had one slice of pizza because it was like 11 o'clock at night. Aaron and I were hungry. We walked across the street to late night pizza. Yeah. Super shady joint.
It is, but it's good pizza.
It's good. Yeah, it was real good. So I was really surprised their wings were actually really cheap, and they served a lot of them. So that's a little tip right there. So
good, quick food.
Yeah, so let's talk about best games you played at Origins. This is not only games that were new, but games that you demoed at the booth or games that you played away from the booth. I mean, we played games till 1 o'clock in the morning. You guys till 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 in the morning. 3 or 4. There's a couple fingers in there. But yeah, so what are some of the best games that you played, Isaac?
I'm going to jump into one that I feel like you're probably going to say also, but I'm going to say it first. This is the last game I played at the con, and Furnace. Furnace is so good. Like, I really hope my wife likes Furnace. Yes. I think she's going to, because we talked about it's very Century Spice Road kind of game. And when I talked to Robert over at Arcane Wonders, he said their goal was harder than Splendor, right? And similar to that Century kind of spot. And I love that it's 4 rounds. I love the bidding. I love the engine build. Like, super solid. Like,
it's a really good pickup. First of all, the box art's amazing. I love this art right here. Hold it. There we go. So from a graphic design perspective, it just is gorgeous. The colors, the way it pops off the white box, it is tremendous. And when the first time I saw that, I said, I don't know what it is. I don't know what the mechanics are. I don't know if it's for babies or for people who only understand statistics, but I need that game, It's just really beautiful. In fact, I would pay for that piece of art to be on my wall. It's just gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
And so the game itself, like all the card art's really pretty. It works really well. And it's funny because the 2 times that I played it 2 back-to-back days. And the second day when I screwed up royally was realizing that by the 4th round, I wasn't producing a specific resource, and it completely destroyed my 4th round to the point where I scored not a single point I didn't get a single dollar in the 4th round, which wrecked my score. And so I realized, like, the paying attention to what you're getting, making sure there's some balance there, making sure that you're not lacking in one of those areas is incredibly helpful.
Yeah, I've got to play it a few more times to get that balance and that rhythm, but yeah, absolutely. You start to pick it up and you get a good feel for it. So,
Josh Schwartz said, Josh said, Furnace is so deep for playing so fast, and he got the Furnace pin. Yes. Very, very good. So
I'm going to also throw in, I think you probably agree with me. He said the 25th century game we played. Chad posted it on his page, so I have no problem.
Correct. We can, yes.
And I saw the name doesn't have the word it needs, so I'm going to have to tell him. He posted as green team wins. It needs to be green team always wins. But it appears the name of the game currently is green team wins.
Yeah.
So I think it always needs to be there.
Yeah. So whether it's called green team always wins or green team wins, this is a game from the folks over at Storm Chaser Games, Nathan and I believe Danielle. They are the ones behind this, and 25th Century Chad. 25th Century Games is going to be publishing it. This week was probably our 5th time playing it. This is, oh man, it's going to be out next summer. And this is that game that you'll just keep a copy in your car. You'll keep a copy in your bag. You'll keep a copy at work. It is that game. And so,
you know what I got thinking about with this one? Like, we played it with, I think Bob said there's 17 of us playing.
Yeah.
That last play. Like, I start thinking about, like, we have a youth pastor at our church, and we have a big youth group, and the big default game for them is always Werewolf, because everybody can play. And I'm thinking, like, what would this look like with like 30 high school kids? This would be so good, right? Like, because it'd be all interactive, and there'd be a lot of like, you need to be on my team. Like, I love the ramp that this game hit. I'm super excited for this game. Like, I'm gonna ask Chad if he needs somebody else play testing it in another group, so maybe he can send me the PNP files.
There we go. Yeah,
I love it.
It is so much fun. We played it every night at Southern Fried Gaming Expo. We couldn't say anything about it. We couldn't really talk about it, but I'm so happy that that's going to come out next summer. So we got Lobby of Hobbies. What's up, fellas? This Jazz.
What's up,
Jazz. Speaking of games that we really enjoyed, seeing Jazz demoed Chai Tea for Two, which is the 2-player version of Chai. It's actually a completely different game. It's a 2-player game built in the Chai universe, in the Tea universe.
There you go.
The Tea universe, kind of like Marvel universe, but with Rubio sleeves.
Tea.
Yeah. So he did an awesome job showing off that game. We've got a quick look on our YouTube channel where he just runs through it. Really great looking game. So, yep.
Yeah, Jason's commenting on the 25th Century game for Green Team. He reasoned, so our end of the table, the question came up, and you have to pick an answer. You want to be on the majority team. So we really didn't describe what the game was, but it's the extent of it. You want to be on the green team because that's the winning team, and you want to stay on the green team by being majority answer. So the question, Bob said, he's like, it's an either or, and he said pancakes, and then before he could finish, I wrote the word waffles and slammed it on the table.
Yeah.
And everybody around me was like, okay, well, I see what he's picking. We might as well go in together. And then Bob finishes the question. I was like, no. And they were like, it was all the guys from Love Thy Nerd, right? They're like, why'd you slammed it down? You seem confident. I'm like, no.
So you kind of messed up
pancakes.
Oh, wow.
I messed up
That's
that
good.
end of the table.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wasn't trying to mess you guys up. Like, I knew the next answer was going to be waffles. And I knew
absolutely.
Waffles over a pancake all day.
That's funny.
Yeah, the
That's
meta
good.
game of that will be fun with the groups that you play with.
Yes. Yeah.
It's
Absolutely.
good times.
I played Hamster Roll. That was really fun. You brought Hamster Roll. I've played it a couple times, but I think playing it Thursday night at like 12:30 at night, and everybody just being so tired and us trying to like get through the game. I love that I was able to have Chad Elkins from 25th Century Games right next to me, and every time I would lay a little piece on the hamster roll, this big wheel that moves around, and you have some placement rules. I'd place it on there; it wouldn't move an inch, but he sure enough had to put something on there, and he ruined it every time. I loved it so much.
I was so excited to play. Like, I went taking Gallerist and all these heavy games.
I was supposed to play with you and learn it and
But I was so
everything.
excited to play the stuff we did, that we got to play in bigger groups, quick games, mix it up. Hamster Roll, I've talked about numerous times on here. So happy to like show so many different people this game and get a chance to play it. And we had the craziest thing where the wheel, where you were there for that, weren't you? Where it actually like they wedged so hard that they went all the way around and hung at the top.
Yeah,
I've never seen that.
that's
right? Like
really cool.
It was so really cool to introduce games that I love to people who have never had a chance to play. And there's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of like, let me show you this cool game. One of the next ones that I think of with that is Bob introduced to all of us that didn't know it was
Fuji Flush.
Oh my gosh, we couldn't stop talking about it.
Right? Yeah, we've been playing Fuji Flush at work for years. Like that was one of those early joints Bob introduced to us like 4 years ago. 3-4 years ago, and so we've been playing Fuji Flush. In fact, it's funny, we have a story about Fuji Flush where the night that some really good friends of ours got engaged, we set up a game of Fuji Flush with all the people who were going to be there for the engagement, and they got engaged at our house after playing a game of Fuji Flush, and so they own that now as a memory from their engagement. So
that's awesome. Heather, Josh's wife, Heather's over on our YouTube page, said waffles always win. Yes, gotta agree. And she also said she really enjoyed Hamster Roll.
That's cool. That's cool.
And Bob brought up the one heavy game we did play was the latest game we played. That was Food Chain Magnate.
Yeah.
We've played 5-player version with one player who had never played, and we started at like 145.
That's insane. Makes no sense.
But it was good. We had a fun time. Yeah. We closed the hall. It was a good time.
Yeah. All right. So got a Fuji Flush joke. Don't forget to wash your hands after you flush. Also,
always important. Thanks for coming in, Charity Board Game. Joining us here tonight.
Yeah, getting to meet Chris in person. That was awesome. That was really fun. So
he had so many people for that meetup.
Yes.
That we spilled out into like twice this. He needed like 2.5 times the space he had. It was awesome.
Two different rooms. It was Now, Chris, for next year, just ran out a whole another convention center. So
just Hall A. Yeah. Take the dentist over, and
there we go. So Super Mega Lucky Box. You taught us that one, sitting outside of North Market on Thursday, just hanging out, and we had a really fun time with it. That was a really, really good game. Reminds me a lot of Silver and Gold, but a lot of just lucky, silly, bingo type of moments. And in fact, I may or may not have bought 2 copies of it off of Amazon sale today. So
I know it's a crazy sale too. It's like $10.
Yeah,
it's only like 16 or 17.
$10 for that game. I bought 2 copies. I will not regret it. So
I bought another one.
Nice. So my brain's still churning. I need to play it again. So Jazz says
for Food Chain. Yeah.
Yeah. So and then Good Puppers, a set collection game called Good Puppers. Bought a copy the next day. Very cool. I saw that game, but I didn't stop by and play it.
When I had a chance to play that, I bought pretty much on over again at Arcane Wonders. Arcane was the hot booth this year.
It was right there in the front. Yeah,
they're right up front, but they had not only that furnace, they had this gem that was a hit at Gen Con, which was picture perfect.
Yep.
And I bought this on a whim. I'd be completely honest. I bought it. I didn't even know how to play the game. Jason Levine was over there kind of going through like, hey, this is how it works.
Yep.
I said, okay, I'll buy it. And I think it was Thursday night. We sat down with my buddy Jason, Sarah Meadows from over at Tantrum House. We just kind of cracked it out, and you guys came over and gave us like the quick, hey, this is how you play.
Yeah, we sat in the demo, and the demo was good. I like it, and I feel like I would never, I don't think I would ever say no to playing the game. I just don't know the right audience for it. I think it's such a unique game. It is probably one of the most unique games that I've played in a couple years.
Yeah, it'll be one. I think what we said was I'm going to introduce it to a bunch of people who enjoy games, and they're going to be like, wow, this is really cool and unique and neat. But the replayability, I don't know. I do know they have a big expansion coming because they encouraged me to buy the third set of those plastic figures. Because they have cardboard cutouts in the standard game, and then con exclusive, they had acrylic figures, which are beautiful.
The acrylic figures were beautiful. Yep.
So I got those. Do you know that each one has a Kohaku little film on the base?
Really interesting. Yeah. So a lot of peeling. Be a lot of peeling.
I'm leaving them on.
Yeah. So speaking of Arcane Wonders, have you ever played Viral?
I have not, but I came home with a copy of it. So
did you? Okay. Yeah. So I love Viral. It's one of my favorite area control games. It is fantastic.
Viral.
So I picked up Viral the Hive. And so so I think I'm hearing, do you hear an echo?
Yeah, I think that was me accidentally. I'm sorry.
Oh, all good.
Should be gone now. Should be good.
So the expansion for Viral, very interesting looking. I'm really interested in digging into this one because it almost looks like it adds a side game to the regular game. So I'm interested in seeing what that's all about. So when I saw that there was a Viral expansion, I was like, oh my goodness, because I love it. Not many people know about Viral. And so it's one of those games where I'm like, oh man, I wish I had people who knew how to play that. What is up, Mondo? Mondo is in the house. Mondo, hopefully you got back home safe and sound. We got to play games with Mondo and actually play some of his games. One of them, Mansplaining. Erin really enjoyed Mansplaining. She and Bob, did you play Mansplaining?
I did not get a chance to play that one.
Okay. So Erin and Bob really enjoyed Mansplaining. They played with a group of people. That is a game that Mondo and Fortessa created. So Fortessa of Book of Villainy fame. And so, yep.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys were playing that, and I was playing one other one I have on my list here that I had his review copy. I didn't. Just kind of brought it, thought if somebody knew how to play it, I had heard great things, and that was Red Cathedral.
Yeah.
We had Stan teach us this, and holy cow.
This is it really good?
So good. It's tight. It's smart. It's got this rondel movement board with dice. I really, really enjoyed it. We played it with my buddies, Gene and Jason, and Stan, the designer over at Rurik, taught us this one, and
that's cool.
Man, like super solid game. Didn't pick it up there, but got some good play out of it, and really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I want to know more about us. I keep seeing that box show up. So you mentioned somebody's name. Let's talk about new friends. So people that we met at the convention for the first time, people that we connected with and were like, wow, this is really cool. I got to, of course, hang out with old friends like you and Andrew and from Gold Seal Games and, of course, Chad. But meeting Gene for the first time. Like we sucked Gene into a game of Ride the Rails over at North Market and had a really good time. He was super forgiving about the fact that I didn't know all the rules and I because it had been over a year since I had played it. But Gene was really fun to play games with, so I really enjoyed it and definitely looking forward to hanging out with Gene in the future. And then we met this couple, Katrina and James, while we were going through the line for registration. Super cool. We taught them how to play Gartenbau, and they taught us how to play 10. Had a really fun night, and then met a couple from Tennessee and ended up playing Iberian Gauge with them. So it was a really cool time.
That's awesome. Yeah, you mentioned new people. So one of the new people to me is Mondo, who's making the comments. Really enjoyed getting to play some games with Mondo, hang out with him. We Bob and myself and Derek kind of wolf pack this thing, especially for the first few days. And being with Derek means you're going to meet a lot of people.
Yeah.
And Bob and I said we felt like his lineman, and he was the quarterback.
There we go.
He's the one meeting and greeting. So I got to meet people that I had just either known or maybe were friends with on Facebook, but never actually interacted with, like Tantrum House, like Will and Sarah. I were friends on Facebook, but I never actually like sat down and played a game with them. So getting to do that with Mondo, like we said, Stan. We were just saying, Stan. I'm going to butcher his last name, Kordonsky. But
sounds accurate.
I'm just going to stick with Stan. We had a chance to sit down with him and play his new game, Resurgence. It's going to be a Kickstarter.
Heard really good things about that.
So good. And he was an awesome guy. I loved learning from him. And then he came out that night and played Red Cathedral with us. He played Green Team Always Wins. He played Super Mega Lucky Box. Like, he was just having a good time. And it's kind of cool. It still feels, even as a content creator, as somebody doing this, it still feels kind of like, oh man, this is a game designer. Like, you get that feeling of like I want to kind of get into your brain and see what you think of like this game. And are you picking it apart, or are you just sitting back like me and just enjoying it to enjoy it? So Chad and Andrew also, like you said, Chad Elkins and Andrew Smith, right? From Gold Seal. Like, I didn't really know them. Sitting down, we played a lot of games with them, and just had a blast. So
that's really cool.
Some really cool people across the board. And get to meet your wife officially, because I hadn't met
her.
Yeah,
you hadn't met Aaron in person, so that was cool. So
and
we got to meet your son Ethan, which was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And he had some fun hanging out, and he got to be a little more independent. Hang out with his buddy, walk in the halls, and he really enjoyed that as well. So
that's cool. Yeah, I think Josiah may want to come to Origins next year. We'll see. He's really enjoyed some of the freedom that we've given him going to Southern Fried Gaming Expo, and so I think he might want to come to this one. So we'll see.
It's awesome.
All right. So what games did you bring home? And we're not going to talk about what you've been playing, because we've been playing a lot of stuff. So what things did you bring home that you're excited to try?
Apparently Pog's Rebirth, The Legacy.
Yeah, so that's a new one. That's from the creator of Pogs. It's Pogs Rebirth, but it's and then like birth. So it's kind of like new agey and a little technology built, Anyway, Pogs Rebirth 2.0, The Legacy.
On GameFound.
On GameFound next week.
It's a bundle with Marvel Dice Throne, if I remember.
Yes. Correctly. Yeah. You can get them both at the same time. It's an extra buy-in.
One of those is actually a true game.
So. Yeah. Marvel Dice Throne.
One very simple thing that I'm looking forward to playing is what's in the contents of this bag right here. And that was the bag to get at the con. From Gold Seal Games in 25th Century. And this was the expansion for Kohaku. And it's more than one expansion, which I had no idea.
I didn't know about that. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
It's there's a hidden objectives expansion, and then there's this sundial expansion. And for those that didn't pick it up or don't know what it is, one, you can buy this directly from 25th Century right on their website. The hidden objective one is what you think it is. It's hidden objectives, you score points for tiles. But the sundial creates this. You put a sundial and you put a scorecard like this, like 1 point for every yellow fish, north, south, east, and west. And then you put a sundial in the middle of your board. So you build around that sundial.
That's
cool. If this is sitting north on the game sundial, every yellow fish that's north, and that could be like, northwest to northeast, scores you one more point. So it's really cool. Developing, up until this point, right, playing Kohaku, where tiles went mattered for proximity to other tiles, but not so much as a whole. This changes that, makes it probably a little more of a puzzly challenge.
That's really cool. I like that.
I can't wait to give that a little extra, something new, and see how it plays out.
Yeah, definitely. So I am unashamedly a huge fan of Weberson Santiago, the artist. He did the artwork on the Brazilian version of Coup.
Okay.
And so the Brazilian version of Coup, and also the game Quest from Indie Boards and Cards. His artwork is phenomenal. He's the artist behind the Bloody Inn, which is one of our favorite games. And so I'm really excited about playing Coup. I haven't played Coup in a long time, but the fact that this has Weberson's artwork on it, I am totally a fan, and I'm down to play. So that's really exciting. So
that's awesome.
Let me tell you about a tiny game that I put on a list that you're going to see later on this year, probably at the end of the year. It's called Mouse Cheese Cat Cucumber.
Oh.
So do you see that?
I do now. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
It's weird.
I like the title already.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a tiny game. It's puzzly. It is a fantastic game. It is really good, and it's tiny, and it's this little box, and I love it. So, yep.
Excellent.
I'm very surprised by this. So,
excellent.
Just let you know.
Probably my one of my other, I got 3 sitting here, but one of my other ones that did not get a chance to demo, was hoping to break out and play, but didn't. But I've been told is a very easy play.
I love juicy fruits.
So
I love juicy fruits, man.
Also easy play, right? Easy learn.
Yeah, easy to play. It's got some tough decision making. It's fantastic. It's in my top 10 for the year. So
I love the title. I love the art for this thing.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised if I don't like this.
Because it is. It took me by surprise, big time. Like, I love it a lot. So,
well, it's Capstone Games. Like, Capstone is solid, right?
Capstone's real solid.
Putting out a game, I'm gonna enjoy it. And so I'm super excited to see how that goes out.
Yeah. Jazz asked, is that from Dolphin Games? No, Mouse Cheese Cat Cucumber, not to be mixed up with Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza. That is a whole different thing. This is the Halloween edition. This is Dolphin Games. This is actually Fight in a Box, I believe. Fight in a Box games. And so very different games. This one, you slap cards and you yell at people. This one, your brain slowly deteriorates and you say, what am I doing? Oh, crap. So, yes.
Fair enough. That doesn't sound as fun. Do you have any more on your end?
Our travels. So I love the look of our travels. I actually enjoy knitting a lot. And so I'm really excited about this. Got to meet Adam. It's funny because our travels was when it was called Our Travelry previously, before the Kickstarter. Rick, that was one of Rick's quick looks from Origins a couple years back. And so
nice.
Super excited about getting that one to the table and playing that one. I love the look of it, love how colorful it is, and I'm all about that knitting life. So
did you get the bowls for that one?
I did not, but I do regret that.
I picked up the game, but I didn't get the bowls, so I'm interested. Jason and Becky, who got a chance to meet, our local group, they picked it up with the bowls, so I'll see.
I may end up having to get
track them down.
So, yeah. Anyway,
my last one, you had a chance to play. I got a chance to teach my family last night. They seem to enjoy it. We'll see what kind of traction it gets. Is Kabuto Sumo?
Okay.
Coin push game. Is the easiest way to think about this. So if you like going to the arcade and playing the games where you drop the coin and try and shove things off, that's essentially what this game is.
Yeah.
We tried it at 4 last night. I've played it at 2 a couple of times.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it a lot more at 2.
Okay. And I think that's where I went wrong. So
2 felt like a good push pull.
Yeah.
4 felt like, okay, this game is taking longer than it needs to.
Yeah. Okay. That's it was on my top 5 to get. I played it with 4 players and then it dropped off my list and I'm not buying it. So the game's beautiful. It's really cool.
Oh, yeah.
I should have probably played it too before I made a judgment call, but
yeah, it's Moria, right? Does the artwork for this. So
Quancha's awesome artist. Yeah. So you can buy the AR wood bowls on their website. Cool.
There you go.
There we go. Awesome. So my computer battery is running down, so I've only got a little bit of juice left because I'm not close enough to plug over here. So anyway, man, it was so good hanging out with you, Isaac. It was so good to meet Ethan and meet Gene and like the whole crew you roll with, and so it was a lot of fun. So
yeah, absolutely, we had a great time hanging with the One Board family, and everybody else we mentioned, like Derek posted today. It was good for emotional health. It was good for mental health. It was just, if you get a chance, if you get a chance to game safely with friends and family, please take advantage of that.
Yes, absolutely.
Spend some time with people. It fills you back up, and I feel like we're at that spot right now. It's a good thing.
Yep. So, quick stuff. Go to oneboardfamily.com. We're at One Board Family all over the internet. Whether or not a social media site's working, we're still there. And then gaming with sidekicks. You can pitch it. Go for it.
Yeah. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook when it's working. You can find us a lot more on Twitter today because that was what was working. And like I said, come give us a follow over on TikTok. I'm going to start putting out some content. I got some ideas on some consistent things to do for TikTok. So
good idea.
Come over there and see a picture I posted of Ryan, Bob, and Aaron and I today. So
there we go. Cool. Awesome. Well, that'll do it. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. And hopefully we'll get to hang out with you at a convention very soon. So until next time, we'll see you at the table.
Have a good one.